Michigan International Speedway. 2 miles of speed, history, and pure adrenaline tucked into the heart of Brooklyn, Michigan. No crowds today, no race day roar, just a handful of strangers, a legendary oval, and me, about to attempt my first day behind the wheel of a NASCAR stock car. It's a place built for the world's fastest, and today, somehow, I'm on the schedule. Before we suit up, let's understand the ground we're standing on. I spoke with Joe Fowler, president of Michigan International Speedway. When you talk about MIS, right, it's been around for decades. It's really a staple of the state at this point. How would you describe its place in Michigan's sports and cultural landscape?
Michigan International Speedway is truly a cornerstone of Michigan culture. And, the track has been around for decades. Tens of thousands of fans come every year to check out NASCAR racing. But what we're proud of is you think about the state of Michigan, you think about innovation and technology, the birthplace of the auto industry, and that's the heartbeat of our industry. It's the heartbeat of racing. MIS is a place where all of that just comes together.
What makes MIS unique in comparison to other NASCAR tracks around the country?
We are NASCAR's fastest track, first of all. And so when you see cars rip around this place at nearly 200 miles an hour, it is jaw-dropping. That alone is impressive. And then you think about the duality of the experience, right? You're here, we're in one of the most beautiful parts of the country, let alone the state of Michigan, in the Irish Hills. It's green, it's lush, we're surrounded by all these beautiful lakes and wildlife. But then when you're here to watch a race, it's high octane, high intensity, loud, it's just raw speed. And when you combine those two things, it's an experience like no other.
Yes, MIS holds the title of NASCAR's fastest track since it was repaved in 2012. The track saw qualifying speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour throughout the 2010s. Texas and Las Vegas motor speedways rank right behind. MIS isn't just fast. It's woven into Michigan's DNA, a place where family road trips become traditions, where summer memories are measured in decibels, and where the state's sports story loops this oval again and again. Charles and Jaden, father and son, they just finished their time at the track, smiling like the first day they discovered horsepower. Speed is the headline. Bonding is the subtext. What was it like being in that car, doing those laps? What were the nerves like?
This is my second time. More nervous this time than the first time.
Why?
By far. Because I wanted to do better. So.
Very exhilarating, very nervous. Never done anything like that before. It passed so quickly. You're out driving, you get out going, and then before you know it, you're pulling into stop.
My group and I sat for the instructional video before any of the action began. Safety, the launch, the apron line, listening to your spotter, maintaining speed on the turns, all explained and emphasized. Meanwhile, the track kept talking. Engines rising, falling, rising again. I realized that you don't just visit MIS, you plug into it. And a confession. I had never driven a stick. Like, ever. Todd Bell is the track operations manager for the NASCAR racing experience, the man responsible for turning nervous rookies into confident drivers. So naturally, I figured I should come clean about this tiny detail. One of the questions you get all the time is, hey, do you guys have automatics? No, these are all manual transmission. Advice for your boy, because that's the only thing I'm a little nervous about.
Trust it.
Trust it.
I'll spend about 5 minutes with you and teach you how to do it, and you got it, you're golden. We do have some ops managers that they'll put it over in fourth gear and we can push you off. I don't like to push. You signed up to driving a race car, so you're gonna get the full experience. Now you're gonna be able to tell all your buddies, first time I ever changed gears was in a race car. Mine was in a Honda or a whatever. It's like, I changed gears in a race car, when did you do it? What was your first time? It's like, if you don't tell me, that we're gonna find out, because if you choke it out and you gotta take the walk of shame, you gotta get out because you couldn't drive a stick. At least we know you can't drive a stick.
Oh, I'm gonna be very
transparent. We know you can't.
Exactly. I ride within my limits, okay?
But, I've already had 2 today. We ain't pushed a car yet. I haven't pushed a car in about 6 months. There's not too many manual cars out there in the world today, but hey, the first time I did it was in a race car at MIS. So Walk out of here with a puffy chest, and it's like a proud moment.
So before I ever touched the steering wheel, Todd sat me in a plastic chair, yes, a chair, right next to pit lane. That was our practice car. Right foot, left foot, clutch motion, shift into first, and ultimately into fourth, where I'd stay the entire time on the track.
Straight down? Straight down. Then you're going. Boom. Here you go.
Fourth gear, he says, is the comfort zone. Comfort? I wasn't sure I'd feel that again today.
This seems like a theme because the first group that I interviewed, they were also father and son. This is kind of like bonding time for you guys, right?
The second father-son duo I met that day. Meet Matt and Drew. They slid in ahead of me in the queue. Repeat customers. Relaxed, laughing, and ready. Total opposite of me.
What is it about this sport that allowed you guys to really gravitate towards it? What is it about racing?
That right there, that
right there,
sound.
Their calm was contagious. Names called, engines up, one car after another rolling out. The closer I got, the clearer my focus became. Then I heard it. Todd calls me. The window climb is a rite of passage. NASCAR vehicles have no doors in order to reduce weight and improve safety. And then there's the cockpit. Tight, like your shoulders are part of the chassis tight.
That's serious.
I couldn't turn my head left or right. I didn't feel claustrophobic, but I understood why some folks tap out right here. The steering wheel is basically in your lap, and your riding position is almost like you are sitting in a bathtub. One last breath, thumbs up. Clutch in, first, second, third, fourth. Wait, I did it. That easy? After that, the oval unfurled like film through a projector.
Biggest mistake that you see first-timers make when they get behind the wheel for the experience?
I don't want to say it's a mistake, but one thing they don't do is they don't really trust the car. Because going down the backstretch and you see a big curve, my mind tells me, there's a curve up there, I better slow down because I'm about to go left. But with these race cars, they're built and designed in the banking of the tracks for you to stay in the throttle all the way around the track.
Those words, trust the corners, echoed in my helmet as I sent the car into the first bend. Okay, so we gotta talk about something. I really wish I could show you the in-car footage of me driving. The NASCAR racing experience has mounted cameras facing its drivers the entire ride, but that camera decided to take the day off. But thankfully, our crew was on the ground and on the move, so you can see everything from outside the car. And trust me, I've watched those clips enough to know, yes, that was really me. At 4,500 RPMs, this wasn't about pushing harder, it was about believing the track would hold me.
Just hold your line, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great.
And as those G-forces pulled and the speed climbed, I finally felt it. Back to pit.
This is unbelievable. An experience I'll never forget.
I didn't want to climb out. What a thrill.
Wow. I'm in this small space, confined space. It is really hot in here. I can't imagine doing this for hundreds of laps.
Right.
What do you think is the biggest misconception that people get wrong when it comes to looking at NASCAR drivers as athletes?
I drive every day. I can do that. It's just like a lot of other sports. They are professionals for a reason. Not everybody can do that. They're athletes, and I think that's the biggest thing that people don't really understand is they're not like us.
Anybody who says that NASCAR drivers are not athletes are absolutely insane.
But Todd wasn't done showing me what these machines can do. He told me to get into the passenger seat with one of their pro drivers, Jeffrey Miles. It was time to show me what real racing feels like. He said 2 words after I shook his hand. Watch this. The moment he hit the accelerator, he shifted into 4th gear in what seemed like a millisecond. The G-forces pushed me down into the seat like a rocket launch. We flew around turns I had tiptoed through just minutes earlier. I understood instantly why NASCAR drivers are elite athletes. A moment I'll never forget.
Unbelievable. What these guys do
to do that for 400 laps, come on, man.
Can you touch upon, Joe, why experience like that? Wow. Allowing, the regular Joes of the world, right, to get behind a wheel and experience that. Why that connection matters when it comes to you all growing the sport or trying to grow the sport of NASCAR.
I would tell you it creates a really personal connection. You have that new appreciation for what those drivers are going through, and it's just natural curiosity, right? Then you want to learn more about the cars. You want to learn more about the rules. You want to learn more about the drivers and the sport as a whole. And so I would tell you, I think it turns even fans, whether you're casual or avid, it turns you into an even bigger fan. And that's what we love about that type of experience. It gets you closer to the sport.
According to Market US, motorsports globally are set to nearly double their market size to over $16.7 billion by 2034, driven by new fans, new platforms, and new ways to engage. And here in the US, when fans turn toward motorsports, about 3 out of 4 are watching the sport of NASCAR. What role do you see MIS playing in the future of motorsports, especially as fan engagement, it continues to evolve here in 2025?
It's again thinking about the way we use our property, thinking about the product offerings that we have out there, thinking about the experiences that we put together for our fans and how we can make it just a little bit better every time. If we continue to do that and we continue to succeed and get better and better and better every year, that's what's going to help our business grow as a racetrack. But I think that's also what's going to help our sport continue to grow. It's where we put a lot of our emphasis as an industry.
And to understand the rise, look no further than a track like MIS, providing an experience that makes the sport tangible. A suit that hugs you tight, a spotter in your ear, and a moment when the world narrows down to a single line around a 2-mile oval. Because once you feel that, once you taste the craft behind the chaos, you understand why motorsports aren't just growing, they're accelerating.